I'm going to give you guys a few seconds. You know you want this t-shirt. This is one of the new ones in the shop. Make sure you hit that link in the description box if you want to support this channel. Want to be the coolest looking dude at your next rehearsal? Gotta grab one of these, man. If you're living that drum life, you need this shirt. Thanks and shout out to everyone out there that's been picking up a shirt or a hoodie. I can see it in the analytics. Store's starting to get a little bit popular, so you guys are out there picking up the swag. Totally appreciate it, man. Hit that link in the description box to go to the store. Check out some of the other shirts in there. Grab one, tell somebody. So I want to introduce you guys to my new obsession. Boom. That is the Yamaha TRBX 605 FM. Gorgeous 5-string bass. I've always loved the bass guitar, but for some reason, the bug hit me pretty hard right around Christmas. And I've literally had a bass in my hand almost every day for the last 3 months. I'm not completely foreign to the instrument, you know what I mean? Like, I've messed with basses before. There was always one in the house when I was a kid. For those that don't know, if you haven't connected the dots already, if you've ever seen this guy, that's my older brother Rich, who just happens to be one of the premier bassists on the planet right now. So I've messed around with them before, but I've never actually invested any kind of time into learning how to play one. So I figured, why not, man? Now's the time, you know what I'm saying? I'm like 30 years deep into this thing. I think I've done all right on it. I can afford to invest some time into a new instrument. And I'm excited, man. I'm having a lot of fun with this thing. So I thought this might actually be a cool opportunity to discuss the topic of playing a new instrument and ask the question, can learning a new instrument make you a better musician? I'm gonna just cut to the chase, man. The answer is yes. Yes, yes, and absolutely yes. So in this video, I want to share with you guys my top 5 reasons that you might want to consider picking up a second instrument. So the first and most obvious reason is that it can ultimately make you a more versatile musician. So if it's something that you want to do for a living, it really makes you valuable in the field. Now, I have friends out there right now that, they can sit on one instrument on one gig and then 2 nights later have another gig playing a completely different instrument and still killing it. I know a lot of drummers that double as bass players. I know a lot of bass players that are wicked keyboard players. So there's definitely some benefits to being sort of a Swiss Army knife type musician that can do several different jobs really well. Reason number 2 is that it'll tap into, and in a lot of cases, develop other areas of your musicality. So for those out there that have purchased any one of my 2 play-along track albums, or you bought one of the songs or whatever, you probably know by now that I play a little bit of keys. I wouldn't necessarily call myself a keyboardist, but I know enough to be able to get around a keyboard, to be able to get out whatever ideas that I have in my head. So if writing music is something that you might want to do down the line, then that's something you might want to consider, man. Picking up guitar or picking up piano or keyboard or one of those 2. Generally, people recommend one of those 2 instruments, either guitar or piano, if you really want to get into the composition thing. It's just totally beneficial to do. But picking up a second instrument outside of the drums just kind of helps you to see music from a different perspective. And you'd be surprised at what different colors you can see from another angle. Reason number 3, which kind of ties into reason number 2, but it can encourage you to start paying a little bit more attention to the theory side of things. Now, a lot of what we do, we just kind of focus on rhythm and patterns and stuff like that here, reading basic drum notation, stuff like that. But since I picked this thing up, I've been a little bit more encouraged to pay more attention to the actual notes, because for the longest time I couldn't tell you an A from a B flat. So now I'm just kind of taking my time with it and really kind of learning what the notes are and stuff like that. And things like that will just help me communicate better in rehearsals. Because I think I'm pretty good at arranging things, but I can't actually verbalize it the way I want to. So now that I'm learning on something like this, it's really going to force me to learn the notes, read the notes, stuff like that. Reason number 4, which is a really good one, it's going to help you to further develop your ear. So since I started messing around with the bass and I'm trying to learn songs just like I used to do, when I was first starting out on the drums, I'm listening to music a little bit differently now, because I'm not focusing so much on the drums anymore. I'm really trying to sort of zero in on the bass, and I'm learning about chord progressions and stuff like that. Right now I'm trying to learn a lot of Steely Dan tunes, and I can see that paying off huge a little bit down the line. So again, it's just that whole sort of different perspective thing, right? So now it's like I can throw songs that I've heard 100 times before, and probably hear new things happening in it. The cool thing about that, of course, is that I can take a lot of those things that I'm hearing, a lot of those ideas that I'm hearing, and eventually use some of those ideas, for my own compositions. And number 5, and the one I'm going to finish off with today, is that it's just fun. The learning process is fun, man. I love the learning process. I went through it for years with this thing, and now I get to start all over again with a new instrument. There's something about small victories. You know what I mean? Being able to do something that you couldn't do 48 hours ago. There's a real sense of accomplishment that you get with that, and it just encourages you to keep going. Then, of course, there's the whole heroes thing, right? I get to do that all over again. I got plenty of drum heroes. Now I get to zero in on some bassists and start following them and learning from them and stuff. Right now I'm all about Paul Turner and Stuart Zender. I'm listening to a lot of Jamiroquai, which is cool. James Genus, he's another one. Love that guy. It's just inspiration, right? Like, I'm nowhere near where they're at right now. Obviously, I got a long way to go. But, it's that sort of continuous reaching for it, you know what I mean? And just knowing one day, eventually, you're going to hit it. So drop a comment below, man. Let me know what other instruments you play. Like, if drums were not your primary instrument, you started on something else, let us know what it is. Or if you're considering picking up something else, drop a comment, let us know. So who knows, man? You might see some more split screen videos happening later on down the line. But right now, I'm just having fun with it. This is really just for me. I don't have any plans to hire myself out as a bassist anytime soon. This thing will most likely never leave the house for a long time. But never say never, right? So that's it, man. Thanks for watching this video. Share it if you dig it. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit subscribe and then hit that notification bell so you know when the next video is coming out. Like, subscribe. See you next video.